Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Our big focus this hour, the spotlight at the India AI Summit held at Bharat Mandapam shifted briefly from technology to controversy as Youth Congress workers staged a protest outside the venue. With global leaders and top technology CEOs in attendance, the protest has sparked sharp political reactions, with the BJP accusing the Congress of lowering the dignity of an international event. The Congress, on the other hand, maintains that raising issues of concern is part of democratic expression. The optics, however, have dominated headlines, with questions being raised about whether such theatrics were appropriate at a high-profile global forum. The protests, allegedly carried out by members of the Youth Congress, targeted PM Modi over the proposed India-US trade deal. Rahul Gandhi had opposed the deal during the recent budget session, alleging it was signed under Trump's pressure. Well, Rahul Gandhi had, of course, said the PM is compromised outside Parliament. That's the slogan that these Youth Congress workers took in their AI Summit protest. Let's take a look at the visuals. Joining us live, Professor Madhav Nalapath, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian. Himanshu Bhatt, senior journalist, also joins us live. Mukesh Tyagi, BJP spokesperson, is joining us on the broadcast. Abbas Hafiz, Congress spokesperson, is also with us live. Abbas Hafiz, let me begin with you first. What was the objective of this protest by your party's youth wing, and was it officially given a go-ahead?
This is a Youth Congress protest, which was been done by the Youth Congress members, and they are very much our own cadre. The issue is they have already given their own statements. The Youth Congress president has given a statement on this whole issue, that when you are being stopped from protesting from on anything, anywhere, if you go on the roads, no one is allowing you, giving you permissions to go on road also these days. No one is allowing you. The government is calling down all the social media posts also. And when it comes to the farmers of India, and the Youth Congress has not been against AI Summit or anything. Rather, they were raising their own voices at a platform where things can be seen or things can be heard to this government, which is turning a blind eye and an attitude which no other government has ever shown. But this whole the whole protest has been a democratic process. And
but you are saying, Mr. Abbas Hafiz, that you have no objection to the AI Summit. Why then would your workers try and disrupt the summit? They went in the middle of Bharat Mandapam, took off their shirts, and some of them were in their vests, some of them were without vests, and were shouting, sloganeering in front of international delegates over there, in front of course, the media, in front of the attendees over there in the event. They were shouting at the top of their lungs. So isn't that a disruption of the AI Summit and a lack of decorum as well?
Finally, the AI Summit is right now discussed when it has been in chaos for the last 2-3 days since it has been launched or it has been started. What has been done by the organizer and the ruling party over there.
But if it has been in chaos, then you can but if it's been in chaos, does that mean
what allegations have been made against the
if it's been in chaos according to you, does that mean that you should add to the chaos?
The founders over there.
If it has been in chaos according to you, Abbas Hafiz, does that mean you add to the chaos? You try and disrupt it as well? Instead of offering solutions, does that mean you go to the venue and try and disrupt it completely? If you believe there is chaos, then shouldn't you be helping end the chaos, or should you be trying to add to the chaos?
Humiliated over that, the whole episode, but you feel humiliated by the Youth Congress protest, which has been done for the farmers, for the people who are the main subjects of this nation. But still, nobody is ready among you to question this government.
Professor Nalapath, come in here. Professor Nalapath, come in here. Should there be certain events and forums? Should there be certain events and forums which should be supported, in a bipartisan manner? Is this kind of protest which happens in the midst of the AI Summit legitimate according to you? where the individuals, of course, took off their shirts, took off their clothes, and shouted slogans in the middle of Bharat Mandapam. Professor Nalapat, is this appropriate according to you?
If you want to prove your
Abbas Hafiz, I'll come back to you. Abbas Hafiz, I'll come back to you. Let's allow everyone. Let's allow the others to say. Let's allow the others to say. Professor Nalapat, please go ahead.
Wrong over here, and you want to school me, then I can't help you out. What I'm saying,
Professor Nalapat, Abbas Hafiz, we've heard you out. We've heard you out now, please. We've heard you out. We need to get in the others as well. Please mute Abbas Hafiz. Please mute Abbas Hafiz. I normally don't like to mute my panelists, but he's carrying on and not letting the others speak. Professor Nalapat, go ahead.
This has been discussed. This is ongoing.
Professor Madhav Nalapat, did you hear my question?
No, it wasn't a question. Rather, you were schooling me.
No, Abbas Hafiz, I'm not asking you that question. Your time is over. Your time is over. I need to get in the others as well. Professor Nalapat, please come in here. Professor Nalapat, please come in here. Is this a legitimate form of protest according to you? And shouldn't certain venues be off limits for political protest? Should certain events be supported in a bipartisan manner? Professor Nalapat. Abbas Hafiz, your name is not Madhav Nalapat, I think. Professor Nalapat.
Yeah, quite frankly, I'd like to say that at least it shows one thing, that democracy is alive and well in India. There's no question about that. And as for this shirtless demonstration, I would bet, very safely, that none of the people who were shirtless on that occasion, poor chaps, they must have got a cold by now. None of them would have been ordinarily shirtless. In fact, they would have been wearing very stylish shirts. And they would have, except for this so-called protest. But I just want to point out that this is one of the major AI summits in the world, and India is hosting it. And except for, Bill Gates, who because of the Epstein connection was not able to speak, and I think Mr. Huang, he also could not speak. The rest of the show went on quite well, like clockwork. And AI is a very important thing for India. You remember in the past, people were opposed to color television. But then Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee said, no, we should not have color in India. Then they were opposed to computers. And, look what a blessing computers have become all over the country. And now they're getting agitated about artificial intelligence. I can predict very safely, AI is going to be, you will have to change your job. You'll have to do a certain amount of changes in the way you function. But otherwise, I'm sure we people in India are quite capable of adjusting to that. We adjusted to the computer revolution. We adjusted to the internet revolution. And we'll adjust to the AI revolution as well. And that is why all the great giants of AI, whether it's Sam Altman or other people, they're all here at the summit because they know India is the future. And young Indians are the future, and that future is bright. AI is going to become what computers have been, what the internet has been. It will be a vehicle for change, for transformative change, and definitely a vehicle for improving of economic lives, and a vehicle for ensuring economic progress.
Okay. But what kind of AI leads to individuals who want to protest, take off their clothes, Himanshu Bhatt? What kind of AI was the Youth Congress trying to perform or trying to show to the international world and community?
Yes, they were trying to show something very different. That on the hindsight, if I tell you, looking at their history of last 15 years, if such an incident would not have happened, would have surprised me. I'm sorry to state that the youth, Gen Z, they call themselves Gen Z. They are a part of it. This exhibition of brainlessness, when something about India or Bharat or Hindustan, whatever they want to call it, is taking place, and going and doing that is the same thing what the leader did 4 years ago. In UK, in London, he spoke in front of the entire Europe that please come and save our democracy. Yes, they did come. What has happened after that? In 3 years' time, EU has a trade deal with Bharat. That is what the result is. So they should have understood that. But then what happens is, when you want to say some British queen in front of a lot of British people that India is a nation of snake charmers and you come from that family patronage, this is what happens. So I'm not a bit surprised. Samrit Patra was talking about something. He said topless, brainless, shameless. Why you want all this less, yaar? Why you want all this less? Let this 4 or 40 of them come in front of the world television and show people that this is what an Indian democracy is. And despite being shameless and brainless and topless and mindless, these people have a right to protest. Despite not knowing where to protest. When you don't know which are the no-go zones, then this is what happens. And if a political party's culture is here, and this type of a culture they maintain, that shows that they are in the extreme frustrated mind, and they are going to lose everything what they have. I said 5 years ago that at this rate, Congress in a single state will not get more than 10 to 12% of the vote share of the total vote poll. And it's proving correct in 2 years' time. Just forget 2024. And after that, look at the elections, what's happening. And despite all this,
right.
These people who were caught. See,
Okay.
The best part is, Uday, see, in Bharat Mandapam, they had registered. They had their barcode.
Yes.
So they were legal, they went in. And after that, they created this.
Absolutely.
practice.
Abbas
That
Hafiz,
means it
you've
was
heard
legal.
out. Abbas Hafiz, you've heard out what the neutral guests on the broadcast have to say. These are senior journalists. These are observers of political events and international events, and you're hearing what they have to say on your youth congress's behavior. So, do you believe that this protest, in hindsight, then should have been avoided? Will your party apologize for what has happened? Do you believe it shouldn't have happened?
Don't you think this government should apologize for this mismanagement of the whole event, where the participants are constantly raising their own issues, who have paid for the stalls, denied entry because of the Prime Minister's protocol, the founders who are participating made to walk for 3 or 4 kilometers. They are raising their concerns, they are raising their complaints across the globe. You have no concern about that, but you are concerned.
No, we'll take that to Mukesh Tyagi of the BJP in just a second, what you're saying. But what about your youth congress protest? You don't want to, say anything on that? You don't believe that was wrong?
I've already said.
No, you don't believe it was wrong?
I've already said, see,
Could the manner have been better in your opinion?
Country.
In hindsight, could it have been handled better?
If you constantly want to interrupt, you
No,
go
no,
on.
I'm asking you in hindsight, could it have been better? Could it have been done better? In hindsight, could it have been done better?
I'm not ready to listen to any of my answer. I don't want to speak then. You go on. You go ahead.
No, in hindsight, could it have been better?
That's the problem. You people are not showing what the problems are, so we are forced to do our protest where people can see. You are not ready to listen to us.
Okay, so it was
The plight of Indian farmers are not your concern.
It was a
That's the
publicity
problem.
stunt,
This
is what
government-
you're saying.
This government,
It
see,
was a
you
publicity
can't
stunt, is
put
what
your
you're saying. You had to do
mouth
something to
in my
get
mouth.
attention. You had to do something to
you
get
need
attention, which is why
understand
you've
you are
done
an
this.
actor, you are a journalist, you need to question. You have no right to school me. You
No,
need
no,
to.
I will go to Mukesh Tyagi on the issues.
You need to
On the issues
understand
that
what
we've
I'm
raised, I
saying,
will go
please.
to Mukesh Tyagi, Abbas Hafiz. But what I'm
You go
asking
to
you
Mukesh
is
Tyagi, if
that
you don't want to listen to my
what I'm
point,
asking you is, do you believe in hindsight it could have been handled better?
What I'm
It
saying,
could have been
you
handled
don't
better.
want to listen to me. You are not giving any space to the opposition. The government is not ready to give any permission.
Mr. Hafiz, we came to you first.
The government
हम
is
तो आपके
turning
पास
blind
पहले
eye.
आए हैं.
Prime Minister is compromised.
We came
but
to you
are not
first.
ready to listen to this.
We
You
came
have
to
no
you
guts
first
to
on the
say-
discussion, and you are saying opposition has no space. Anyways, I'll come back to you. Mukesh Tyagi of the BJP, come in here. Mukesh Tyagi of the BJP, you've heard him out. He believes that nothing wrong happened. They had to do this to bring attention to what they believe was wrong at the AI summit. How do you view the Youth Congress's protest and the Congress Party's defense of it?
Uday, at the outset, I would request Congress spokesperson not to intervene while I'm talking. You see, it's a last nail in the coffin of Congress. And कहते हैं विपरीत बुद्धि विनाश काले. I think this protest has literally stripped Congress of its true culture. Thank God, Uday, they are not stripping in your show as a protest. No, if stripping is the only means of protesting and raising the national issues, I think it's a absolute intellectual bankruptcy on part of the Congress. Number one, I want to say one thing. Rahul Gandhi goes to different parts of the world and says the Indian democracy is in danger. Come and intervene. Here, they are protesting, stripping their shirt in such a high sensitive artificial intelligence conference in front of such a huge conglomeration of tech heads, heads of states. I mean, we are part of this Pax Silica where India is marching ahead to become the developed country by 2047. That's the vision of Prime Minister Modi. He may not be Prime Minister. And on the contrary, they are suffering from this, dragging Prime Minister back, regressive policies. So you are getting full chance to blow out all your ventilated issues, and then you go and complain that we don't have a democracy. I mean, this is the classic catch-22 situation for Rahul Gandhi. He's protesting. He's sending people surreptitiously.
Okay. No, but what
clandestinely.
he's saying basically is that they had to do this because you are not listening to them. They had to do this because they want to raise what is wrong with the AI summit, and they had no choice.
Uday, you pick up the record of all the parliamentary debates where they had the fairly good amount of place to speak out. They come out with some frivolous issues. Rafale, they fell down. They did not prove one point which can go against the government. Not even a single scam has been proved. But look at the monsoon session. They washed out completely on General Narvane's book. What has happened? General Narvane's disowned Rahul Gandhi. He's made some frivolous allegations. Both Priyanka and Rahul Gandhi have been blackened on their face by General Narvane. He was not talking initially. He brought out some unpublished book and trying to raise and wash out the monsoon. So he gets an opportunity to speak, but you will only be able to speak when you open the legitimate issues in the parliament. You cannot be regressive. You cannot be behaving like a balkanizing
Abbas
element.
Hafiz, your response.
So this culture is so dangerous. As a matter of fact, he
Abbas
has no
Hafiz, your
business to remain leader of opposition.
See, if we talk about the scams being done by this government, and one can't prove or one can prove, the agencies needs to prove, and everyone knows the conditions right now. So I don't want to comment on it, but the whole issue is what I'm saying constantly. This government has failed an event and then putting the whole issue on the Youth Congress workers, because the issues are being raised by constantly being raised by the participants who are filing the complaints, who are saying what shouldn't be said in the public domain. Nobody is ready to discuss this, and he hasn't answered it. Rather, what my questions were, that the whole issue has been a chaotic issue. The whole event has been a chaotic issue. And it has been in chaos. The whole point is. But let me complete. Let me complete. 10 seconds. Let me complete. The whole point is.
You are treating on a very dangerous path. You are legitimizing criminal action. You are legitimizing criminal action by your Congress hooligans. Congress hooligans. You are legitimizing their most irresponsible conduct. They have no business to behave like this, strip themselves. They could have stripped their trousers also. You can also do it tomorrow.
The Indian farmers.
It's my peaceful
protest. The Indian farmers. You have already stripped the Indian farmers with this trade deal. Why were you forced to do this trade deal, which is the biggest Indian farmers?
You have been talking from the rooftop
you won't
about
respond
all
to that.
these issues for a long time. People don't buy your argument. You lose elections consecutively. You have lost legitimacy. People are rejecting you left, right, center, and that's the reason your frustration is to different levels. You are written off in a democracy. You are written off in a democracy. You are a spent force in the Indian democracy. You have lost out credibility. Rahul Gandhi, I think, is if you do the credibility index, Rahul Gandhi will have the lowest credibility index. He
You
makes
won't reply to the
irresponsible
allegation.
statement, and
That's
he is
the whole
misleading the
point.
country.
Okay,
He's
okay.
misleading the
Whole point. You won't reply
youth.
to the allegation.
Look at the youth. Moral.
The allegation should be.
I mean, he's
honored,
hijacking.
but you will be talking about the stripping.
He's hijacking such a big international
Professor
event. He's
Nalapat,
hijacking.
Professor Nalapat,
I mean,
Professor
what nonsense
Nalapat.
is going on with the Congress? Are
Professor
they out of their
Nalapat.
mind, or they've gone insane?
What about the stripping of Indian farmers by
Professor
your own
Nalapat,
government?
should there be
They've done this trade deal with the US where
Professor
the Indian
Nalapat,
farmers are going
you
to
know,
What is wrong with the
should
what
there
is
be
wrong with the India-US dream?
why don't we? Okay, I'll come back to you both. I'll come back to you both, Mukesh and Abbas. I'll come back to you both.
No, I want to discuss what
Let's
is wrong
allow
with
the
the
others to
India-US
come back
deal.
in. You know, why don't we see, Madhav Nalapat, in our country bipartisan support for certain issues and events? You know, we hosted the G20. It was a mega success. Now we're hosting the AI summit. Should certain issues be off politics? Should certain issues get bipartisan support in parliament and outside, or is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, Uday, I want to make a point. I have been scanning the international newspaper and other media outlet headlines, and you know, these days podcasts are important. The world of this social media is important, and I've been trying to scan through that. And frankly, hardly anyone is talking about the shirtless demonstration that we saw. They're all talking about the fact that the global giants of AI are now meeting in India, and now India has become, in a sense, you know, an important AI center in the whole world. I'm very certain in the times to come there are going to be a lot of AI development centers located in India, and many hundreds of thousands of young people are going to be trained and are going to find jobs all over the world. I don't think we should confine ourselves only to our own country, all over the world. So that is what the headlines have been saying, that India has arrived in the world of AI. And whether it is Sam Altman, whether it is other people, all the giants of AI are here. They would not come to waste their time unless they saw India is important, the Indian people is important, and that is what they feel. And therefore, I feel proud as an Indian to witness this giant AI summit.
Abbas,
I'm very proud, and I feel very optimistic about the future of my country, because I know that the young people of this country will take this country forward no matter what the problem, what the obstacle. And I do wish political parties would focus on solving issues rather than just saying, oh, this is bad, this is bad.
Yes.
Right,
no, you absolutely. Abbas, I mean, you are raising the issues on the show today. Your spokesperson are raising it in their press conference as well. Your leaders have been putting out tweets. Those are all ways, genuine ways to raise issues. But by doing it in the manner that you did today, or your youth congress did today, was this a publicity stunt? Will you admit that? Was this a publicity stunt? Is that why it happened?
Why would I admit something which is not there, which is not true? What youth congress workers have done, they have already clarified on the whole issue. The BJP government is stripping the farmers by doing this trade deal, where there will be cheaper products from the US and their farmers and all such things. I don't want to go in detail for the whole issue.
You don't have a sense of economics, by the way. You don't have sense of economics.
You should answer about the
No. We can have one-to-one discussion.
You should answer.
I'm answering you. I'm answering you. I'm answering now in one line.
If you would have answered it properly, the youth congress workers wouldn't have gone there.
I'm answering you in one line. I'm answering in one line. What is the cost? What is the cost of one mineral bottle in India?
The whole issue is you are compromised.
You have no idea about the cost differential.
The whole issue is you are forced to do the trade deal.
Do you have any idea about the cost differential between US and India?
This is the whole issue. You can explain anything.
You
people are the same people who have told the Indian...
your only mission in life is to
demonetization. So you don't have any right to say anything about the economy.
You are demoralizing armed forces. You are demoralizing armed forces all the time. Is it a good thing?
Which no one can even expect it. And then you have said, no, it has been a mistake.
You
have praised GST, its initial slabs, and then you have taken a U-turn.
Yeah, these are...
please don't try to
Himanshu,
fool people.
Himanshu Bhatt.
The whole point is what
Yeah, can I
want
come in?
to
Can I come in?
Himanshu Bhatt, the issues.
Who is asking?
Himanshu Bhatt, the issues
I don't want to say
on
it.
General
No,
Narvane's
so much,
book.
you know.
Himanshu Bhatt, the issues on General Narvane's book and the US trade deal that the Congress
Yes,
party is
US
now
trade deal, let me
repeatedly,
tell you
they
something.
are now repeatedly raising it. They raised it inside Parliament and they want
Yes.
to now raise it outside as well. They believe that these are important issues. What kind of traction do you believe the Congress will get based on these issues in the upcoming elections in Assam, West Bengal, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu?
Yeah, they are important issues. I don't say no. US trade deal. What is US trade deal? Very clearly it has been said that the framework is set up. The deal is not finalized as yet. Let's be very, very clear about it. Congress has been talking, farmers are taken, our farmers are going to suffer. What are we talking about? It's just a framework we are talking about.
Yes.
And in that, how can a farmer suffer? You want to mislead? Fine, you can do it once. Probably in 2024 in certain parts of the country, they were able to do it. But that does not mean that you will be able to fool the farmers again. Why is it that Farmer 3.0 is not coming up? I have a simple question as a simple citizen of this country.
Okay.
When we are talking in terms of, AI summit, I want people to understand one thing. It was the same Sam Altman who in 2023
Yes.
said that India cannot do it.
Okay. Okay.
He
I'm
was
out
laughing.
of time. 30 seconds. 30 seconds,
And the
Himanshu
same
Bhatt.
Sam
30 seconds,
Altman
Mukesh Tyagi.
said what he said
No,
yesterday.
Himanshu, that's an important point you've raised. As you're saying, these were skeptics, but now India has proven them all wrong through
Yes.
hosting this summit, of course, successfully, and we hope that there will be mega deals that come off it as well. Mukesh Tyagi, 30 seconds to you.
You see, $15 billion investment. We are going to be leader in the semiconductor. Look at the conference, the magnitude and the scale of this conference. What Congress is doing, playing such a destructive and dangerous politics to ruin the image of the country in front of such a huge delegation. I think they are urban nexus. They're worse than any terrorist
Abbas.
organization right now working against India.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I may just have a last word.
Yes, Professor Nalapaz. Okay, I think we've lost Abbas Hafiz there. Yes, Professor Nalapaz, the last word to you.
Yeah, I just want to say that the fact of the matter, whether it's the internet, whether it's AI, frankly, wise governments do not try to control it. They try and facilitate it. I hope that is what is happening in this country with this gigantic AI exhibition, because the internet or artificial intelligence,
Okay.
you cannot control it.
Okay.
You can only, facilitate so that it goes in a manner which is best serving the interests of the country.
Absolutely.
And I'm optimistic that is going to take place in India.
Absolutely.
Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
All right, let's
Thank you.
leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us. We've run out of time. Let's dip into a short break.